Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Makakudash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, select out there doing this work of faith and live with love, true sincerity. All right, now I want to get into a quick lesson based upon the scripture here in the book of Jeremiah 50. This is Jeremiah 50:7, and it says, "All that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers." And this is the average mindset of any of these other nations out here that, that put stumbling blocks out here for us to fail, for us to fall, for us to stumble, and that primarily, as we all know, starts off with who? The so-called white man. Why? Because he's the main one in power. He's the main one that has the ultimate access to spiritual demon Satan, and being our biggest adversary, as they both are. Spiritual demon Satan and the physical counterpart, they are our number one adversaries, out of any other nations upon the face of the earth. Now, when we went up against, various nations, they had their time and their place because, the scriptures say time and chance happened to them all. So every nation has had their time and has had their chance, to rule, to come up against us, and different things like that. But Esau, he's at his height. He's at his height of his time, and he's doing more damage than any other nation has ever done. And I'm including this time in as far as them with the Greeks and the Romans because, they're still all Edomites. And they've still done greater unto Israel, than any other nation has done, period. And look at what they're still doing unto this day. And, the scripture always really hits home, as far as Psalms 119 and 95, where it says, "The wicked have waited for me to destroy me." That goes hand in hand with the scripture here in Jeremiah 50:7. Because our enemies know that, okay, well, if they sin against the Most High is going to punish them. So they can sit there and set up traps for us and try to pull a hand back and like, I didn't do anything. They sinned against their God. Yeah, I laid the booby trap, but they fell for it. So we don't have to be held accountable. But you are held accountable. Everybody's held accountable for their actions. No one is going to be able to get away from anything or from any wrath that the Most High is bound to bring upon you as an individual or bound to bring upon you as a nation. This is the Most High's program. You're not going to get over when he's running his program. But that's what Esau tend to think. That's what these other nations tend to think. And that's why going into Lamentations 2:14 and 15, all the nations that pass by thee hiss and wag their head at thee, saying, "Is this is this the city who they call the Lord's perfection, or who they call the people of the Lord?" And they look at us with that disgust because they know they can easily come within our neighborhoods and take advantage of us. I remember within, me, doing my job, I used to work outside and, doing the mailman thing or whatever. And one not East Indian, he's a Middle Eastern guy. He actually came up to me and asked me, well, this town, he's like, what kind of town is it? He's like, is it black? Is it black, Hispanic? Then he mentioned the other nationalities, but the first nationalities that he mentioned, he said, or the first races that he mentioned was so-called black people and Hispanic people. He said, yeah, I want to put well, I had asked him, I was like, well, what kind of business you want to put? He's like, yeah, Chicken Shack, it's like, I think he said Detroit fried chicken or one of them type fried chickens or whatever. So look at the people that he was looking to target, because what he knows that our people are the moneymaker for him. He know that our people All these other nations know that we are the top consumers. And if they could get within our neighborhoods, they know that we're going to suck it right on up, whatever they bring to us, whatever they put forth from in front of us, man. But yet, because the curses is upon Jake, Jake can't deal amongst, we can't deal amongst our own. But when it comes to them putting some bull within our neighborhoods, Jake can eat it up all day. They eat it up all day. They'd rather go to the other people in the other nations that's deliberately trying to get them to go off, besides their people, us as men of the Lord, trying to actually do good for them and bring righteousness to them. They'll reject that all day over some damn swan, over some pig, over some, you know what I'm saying? They'll reject that all day. Like, well, what is this? But when it comes to the so-called white man or anybody else, they won't question anything. They just gonna take it up. And I deal with this all day now, as far as me, dealing in the health field and stuff like that. People wanted to question me, Jake's, mainly dealing with Jake. Jake want to question you about any little thing, but whatever the doctor tell you, you're gonna rock with it. Whatever the doctor prescribe you or this, that, and the third, you're gonna rock with it. But because I'm not an Edomite and I don't have, their type of degrees, you don't want to listen to what I gotta say. But yet, they're gonna feed you poison all day, and you're gonna still end up way worse off, going underneath whatever it is that they told you to do or whatever they prescribed for you, But that's Jake for you, and and they just love for themselves to be destroyed. That's why it says what in Jeremiah 5 about roughly paraphrasing, probably mix up two scriptures, but it says like what would our people love to, what would our people do in the end thereof? Because the way that this world teaches, the way that these false pastors and preachers give information, the way that the rest of the world give information, is not preparing them for anything in the long run. So what are you going to do when those times are really calling, when you need to be on the right side of things and you have no clue? You're going to be asked out. When the government is no longer giving you the things that you've been having, all of these freedoms and these liberties, what are you going to do? When all of the sweet liberties that the so-called black woman is given, what is she going to do? She's going to panic. Then she's going to want to run to, the so-called, black man or whatever, and they're going to be wanting to kiss his ass to provide for him, because they're not getting shit no more from their daddy E, or East, whatever. They want to flag the video, man, whatever, man. They're going to do whatever they're going to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So what is our people really going to do when the shit really hits the fan, man? It's like our people just want to be destroyed. It's like we're literally set up. People are literally setting themselves up to purposely be destroyed. And it makes no sense whatsoever why our people just keep falling for it time after time. But then when you really think about it and how the Lord compares us to these other nations, us to, animals and different things like that, you can really see that what? Jake is sheep out here, man. Jake is really sheep. Jake is really sheep out here, man. You're just there for the taking. You're just there for the slaughter. That's all. It's like whatever you want to give me, so-called white man, okay. You can slaughter me. I know this ain't good for me, but it's okay. You rich. You got all the money. You got the wealth within the society. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't have to question you, because you the man in charge. Everybody looks up to you, so why shouldn't I look up to you? That's the type of mentality that our people have on a daily basis. That is really the mentality of Jake out here, man. But the scriptures, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, and you can see it all day long, man. You can see it all day long. Jake don't want to get no knowledge, and especially not no knowledge from the scriptures, which is providing them the most wholesome thing, to feed their life, period, and the life that is to come within the kingdom. They still don't want to take heed, But with that, I hope this short segment was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashmi Shai, Bashim Kakwadash, double one to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, select out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.